So for our last section of the week, we're going to look a bit at some basic models that we can set up in order to solve, or at the very least approach, some problems with the techniques we've seen so far algebraically. And for this, we have a pretty algorithmic 5-step process. So the first thing we do is read the problem carefully and identify an unknown quantity to represent with x. Then, if necessary, we express any other unknowns in terms of x. So these first two steps, you be very careful with what you choose there, as you don't necessarily need to put everything in terms of x alone, but doing that will cause a whole host of other problems that often will result in needing to use more advanced techniques than you might have to. From there, we write an equation in terms of x to match the desired conditions, solve that equation using our previous techniques to answer the desired question, and then make sure that it actually works by checking that your solution fits the original wording of the problem. So with this in mind, we actually have seen an example of a mathematical model that I mentioned back in the first section, where we were talking about the idea of setting up an equation to describe the amount of money you make over time at a specific job. Generally, when we're dealing with these problems, the hard part's not going to be the math, the hard part is the setup. And that actually is the case with a lot of word problems in general, especially as you go further, that once you get the pieces you need into the right place, the math itself is often a little bit easier. These questions are more a test of your reading comprehension and translation skills than your algebra. But that's what this section is going to be all about, is taking these pieces and putting them together with some practice.